It's nice to feel like we're always progressing in life, constantly making steps towards improvement and becoming our best selves possible. The reality is, though, if we don't measure our performance, we'll never know exactly how much better we're doing. So that kind of begs the question, how do we accurately measure our skills in Airsoft? Well, that's where a shot timer comes in. The purpose of a shot timer is, well, it's kind of in the name. It times your shots. More importantly, though, it gives us tangible feedback on how our training sessions are going and where we need to improve. As a recent poll discovered, it looks like only about a fifth of respondents have ever actually used one for training. I'm hoping today we can change that around. By setting up drills where you respond to audible beeps from the timer, you can enhance your reaction time as well as train those reactions to be more swift and effective. The more you train, the sharper your reflexes will be, ultimately allowing you to deal with enemies much more quickly on the field. Now, while these systems are normally used with firearms, they can also be calibrated to work with dry fire or, more importantly for us, to work with airsoft guns. It is worth noting that not every dry fire training system will work with Airsoft, and the ones that do usually require a fair amount of calibration to register the sounds properly. Some systems are physical objects that you attach and/or insert into the gun. Working in tandem with an app, these devices can record details regarding movement of the weapon, not just the time it takes to actually pull the trigger. There are more simple systems or even standalone phone applications that use only a microphone to detect when the shooters actually fire their weapon. Now, while these aren't as accurate and sophisticated as the physical units, they are still a great way to begin leveling up your training regimen. For this lesson, we'll be using the IPSC Shot Timer app that can be found on the Google Play Store. This is in no way a sponsor, and honestly, this might not even be the best app there is, but it's free and it works with airsoft guns, so I can definitely recommend it, even if it is a little janky sometimes. What are you doing? Hello? Working as intended, as you can see. If you do get this app, make sure to go through the calibration process so it knows what sound profile to look for. Otherwise, you might wind up getting some pretty unusable results. Today, we'll be using the Comstock mode to keep things simple, which allows us to take as many shots as we want. You can set up either a random or an exact start time. I usually go with random, and I like to make sure that I get at least a few seconds at the start so the timer doesn't go off while I'm still getting into position. Once you hit start, get ready for the beep and then fire a specific amount of shots so you can accurately compare between the rounds. When you're done, you'll be able to see exactly how long it took you to fire at the target after hearing the beep. If you do runs with multiple shots, you can also track your split times with this app. Split times refer to the delay between your shots. This stat allows you to identify inconsistencies within your shooting technique. It's important to pay attention to these times as you can pinpoint areas for improvement. Things like reducing unnecessary movements, failing to get a solid sight picture, or optimizing your trigger pull. And yes, sure, you can get a lot of this feedback from simple feel, but using data like this will fast track your journey towards being a more efficient and accurate shooter. And isn't that what we all want? I mean, it seems simple in theory, but it's the actions that you take after watching this video that will ultimately decide how far you push your skills and abilities. Start setting up regular training sessions at a bare minimum. Force yourself to get out there and put in the reps so you're not trying to learn these critical skills in the middle of a match. There's just so much to learn when it comes to the sport of airsoft, but it's our promise to you that we will not only explain all of the basics, but also the skills you need to become as proficient as possible. If you do end up using a shot timer during your next training session, or you're just looking to talk with a great group of airsofters, then be sure to hop into the Airsoft University Discord server and share some of your range times with the group. The link for that is in the description. We'd love to hear from you. As always, thank you so much for watching. Class is dismissed. I could be doing worse stuff today, I guess. My life could be weirder. Nice. 0.74. Getting good at this. Practice makes perfect. Don't forget that. I don't know what the hell I'm practicing for, but I'm practicing. Oh, that one was spicy.